What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Hockey Locker Room. We're here with episode 2 with special guest. Got a little introduction for you.
Let's hear it.
From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He wears 41 because of Dave Matthews Band and is the biggest Welch's Fruit Snacks fan I know. Samuel Snyder.
Wow, quite the introduction. I'm happy to be here. Very honored.
Oh, very honored. Well, we had some fans check out the last episode. Just wanted to shout out our producer of the podcast, Lynn. You have any words?
Love doing it. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Always in the booth. Thank you for being here. So back to the podcast. Episode 2, feeling pretty good about it. Feeling pretty good. We got some positive reception from episode 1. We're just going to keep fueling it.
I love it. Glad that I get to be a part of episode number 2. There's been a lot of chatter around campus about it. And hopefully I just keep the ball rolling.
So much chatter. Honestly, PW's been blowing up. Oh my gosh, the hockey locker. Who wants to come on? Who wants to come on? It's been a lot. I've been, denying phone calls, hitting the decline button a little too much. But to get right into it, Sam, I got a few questions for you.
Let's hear it.
How long you been playing hockey for?
Oh man, it's probably been Probably like last 12 years, I would say. I got started actually pretty late.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, how old were you when you started?
Like 11 years old?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brave.
Yeah, it took me a second to think about it because I keep thinking it's like, I get started at 11, 12, 13 years old, but just go with 11.
Oh my gosh, that's like 3rd, 4th grade?
Yeah, around that time.
Wow.
Exactly, yeah.
That's crazy. I feel like hockey was in full swing. I started playing when I was 5.
When did you learn how to skate?
At 5.
Gotcha.
Grew up in Wisconsin. We had an extended winter break, and my dad was, reading the paper as one does. And there's an ad in there for play hockey for free at our local rink.
Love it.
Never done it before, but my dad was one of those parents that was like, I want you to try every sport. I want you to try them all. If you want to play tennis, go play tennis. Did play tennis, by the way. But that's besides the point. Went and played hockey. Took me like 3 skates. No, probably like 50 skates until I like really fell in love with it. But, young Luke had a great time at age 5.
I love to hear that. No, it was kind of the same with me. I was kind of trying different things. Oddly enough, I started with golf, swimming, and soccer. And honestly, I had a great time playing soccer, played a little bit of travel as well. But then it was crazy enough. It was one evening night, and it was me and my brothers, and we got the Little Tykes like skates out of like my grandparents' basement, and they were like ripping around in them. They're like, "Hey Sam, like you gotta take a shot at this." And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, "No, absolutely not. Like I'm gonna fall on my face. Like it's gonna be terrible." And then I did. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I love skating like that much." And then I got a pair of, they were called Blade Runners. They weren't like actual hockey skates, but they were like the roller blades. And so I got a pair of those, literally with the strap on, like the clip on skates.
Oh, yeah.
To your ankles. Ever since then, me, my older brother Ian, and one of my best friends Casey, we'd play 2-on-1 like all the time, and that's usually like that's how I fell in love with the sport.
Wow, that's actually quite the story. Clip-on skates onto the ankles. Wow.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, I couldn't figure out how to tie skates for myself, so that's probably why my parents got me the rollerblades instead. But
Oh,
it
it's
worked
too
out.
good. I just remember the days like being super young, having the coach tie my skates before we get on the ice.
Yep,
Yep.
I was that guy too. It was funny enough. We played at Quick Loans Arena in Cleveland, where the Cavaliers play, but also where the Lake Erie Monsters play.
Okay.
And they told us that like your parents can go down to like tie your skates. And I remember going to like a full blown tantrum because like my dad couldn't tie my skates. And it ended up being one of the cooler hockey experiences I ever had. My coach tied my skates, so there really wasn't any point of worrying about anything. And yeah, that's when I figured out I had to like learn how to tie skates for myself.
Wow, what a good guy. Coach stepping up. I had my fair share of coaches tie my skates. You're typical good guys. All right, question 2. Favorite team in the NHL?
Easily the Pittsburgh Penguins. You know, like growing up in Johnstown, you bleed black and gold, especially with the Steelers and the Pirates. And my dad being from Pittsburgh and my mom being around the Johnstown area where we grew up. It's kind of hard not to root for Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin. That's when they were getting good at the time too. And so ever since then, just been rooting for my Penguins.
Oh yeah, big fan right here. Big Pittsburgh Penguins fan.
Actually, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like, how did you end up becoming a Penguins fan? I'm curious.
Oh, this is a crazy story. Not that crazy, honestly. Back when the NHL had those hockey books where you could like, you'd read them, whatever, but you get to the end and you like fill out this little survey. It'd be like, put your favorite stick down here, your favorite team, your favorite players. And my brother got this book and he filled it all in. And his favorite team at the time was the Capitals because of Ovechkin.
Terrible.
And so I would take his book and write the Penguins in just to mess with them. But the first hockey game I really remember watching, like the beginning to end, and like falling in love with it was the Penguins Capitals Winter Classic. So it was just perfect timed. My brother was a huge Capitals fan, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a Penguins fan. I'm gonna die with it right here. I'm gonna set the tone right now, and I'm gonna be a Penguins fan for the rest of my life.
That's amazing. What an amazing origin story. Like, what a crazy game that was too.
Oh, so good. So good. I remember it ended pretty late. Game goes to overtime. Parents were like, all right, TV's going off. You guys are going to bed. I was like, ah.
Well, now that you mentioned that too, I think there was a bunch of delays because it wasn't snowing, but it was raining that day too. Because my dad and my older brother, they went to the game, and they were telling me that like, yeah, there was a bunch of like rain delays going on from what I remember. Hopefully, my facts are correct.
Yep.
But yeah, that was the case, and I was so sad. I got bummed out because I couldn't go. So they brought me back a Max Talbot
Wow.
from the Winter Classic game, and that was like my favorite shirt of like all time.
Oh, the jersey with
Yeah.
oh my God. Those are iconic. We need to bring those back.
Couldn't agree more.
You used to have a black Jonathan Tays one. Pretty
That's
tough.
very clean.
I remember my parents went to Vegas at a young age and brought me back one of those baby blue Sidney Crosby jerseys.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
What, from the 28 Winter Classic?
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah,
The early
we
one.
won in the shootout against Buffalo.
We hate those guys.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we don't like them.
It's black and gold, baby.
Black and gold all the way through. All right. Favorite player of all time.
I was thinking about this one a little bit, and I mean, obviously, being a defenseman now, I really tried to watch Miro Heiskanen as much as possible. But if I'm talking about my all-time favorite player, I think it would easily be Evgeny Malkin. That would be my guy right there. Because honestly, I didn't know anything about Sidney Crosby at the time, but like everybody was walking around with something Sidney Crosby on, and I just like it got to a point where I was so sick of it. I'm like, why doesn't Malkin get any credit? Like, this guy's an unbelievable hockey player. And so I just kind of fell in love with him, and I don't even know why, but then what really like got my attention towards him was his spinorama goal against Edmonton. When he picked up the puck, he went in and he went bar down. Just like the energy and the excitement I got from that goal, it was like, how can you not root for this guy?
That's so good. I mean, you put all respect to the guy's name. I was more of a Sidney Crosby. I still am. A little Jay Gensel here and there, but Malkin's got some love for the guy.
Of course.
Great player. One of the best.
He's a cornerstone player for the Penguins franchise, and I don't think he gets enough credit for what he's done, not just for the team, but the city as well. And I mean, to your point as well, it's kind of hard to be a Jay Gensel fan when, he got pawned off to the Lightning, sadly, but it's just kind of the way the game goes.
It's horrible. The other thing about Malkin is that everyone forgets about how good he is until Sidney Crosby gets injured. Every time Sidney Crosby gets out with like a hand injury or a concussion or something, Malkin steps up. It's like, oh my God, this guy's crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
He turns into like a different animal. And to your point, like just thinking about it, you couldn't be more spot on. He ramps up his play every single time that Crosby's out of the lineup, and it's like, where is this guy? Like, what's going on here? Like, why can't we see this like more consistently? And It's just like instead of highlight reel goals, it's just more so like doing his thing all over the ice.
The guy's just a weapon, you know. Gosh, guys need to stop being dormant. You know, pop off here and there.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
As a player that played juniors, you did your fair share. You got any crazy billet stories?
So compared to like other players, luckily I didn't have to deal with that as much. So shout out to the Doms out in Salt Lake City and the Starks up in Suffern, New York. Those guys treated me unbelievably. So actually the thing that I could name off the top of my head, so I played for the Rockets, the New Jersey Rockets, my second year of juniors, like starting out the year.
Okay.
And through a past teammate, there was a mutual connection. He's like, "Hey, like, are you playing for the Rockets?" I said, "Yeah." I said, here, call this guy right here. Like, get in touch with him. He needs somebody else to live at his house." We were talking a bit, and he's like, "Yeah, no, this will be great. I know this lady very well, and like, she's nothing but the sweetest." And obviously, I won't give names, but I remember driving there, and I'm like, "Where is this house?" And he's like, "Oh no, like here, I'll just pop out in the driveway right here." And I'm like, "There's no way we're living here. Like this house was actually considered inhabitable. Like people couldn't live there." And I don't know how she did it, but anyways, like I have all my stuff, like bring the TV, Xbox, obviously all my clothes and what I need. And she's like, "Okay, like this is your room right here." It was literally like a walk-in closet. It was probably as big as this room, if not a little bit smaller. And there was two beds on the floor. And it was like, "Here you go." And I, I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is completely different from like what I'm used to." So I obviously get set up and everything. And then a little bit of time goes by, and I felt like me and the guy I was living with, we kind of get guilt tripped into like taking her into work because she didn't have a car. Like before practice every morning, we would go drop her off at where she was working, and also like any family events that she would have as well. We would drive her there and like basically just monitor her. And she got her license taken away, so we kind of had to be the props to that and help her out a bit. But that was pretty much like my biggest like junior horror story, I guess, was off of that. So I'm pretty fortunate to have the experience I had with the biggest portion of the builds that I stayed with.
No, good. Well, I'm glad you had good experience with the two of them. Yeah, you guys were Uber before Uber.
Yeah, literally, it was pretty much that. It was like, what are we doing? This is not what I signed up for. I'm here to play hockey and be fed. I only got one out of the two, so
Yeah, just drive me around here and there. Whatever.
it's like, where are we going this time?
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to the grocery store. Yeah. All right, okay.
All right. Big event going on right now. I'm sure everyone's watching. There's no NHL hockey on. We got the Olympics on. It actually started today. A little segment into talking about the Olympics a little bit. I didn't catch the end of the Italy-Sweden game, but I'm pretty sure Italy ended up winning.
Is that right?
Italy won 3-2 last I checked. Can't fact check. Can our producer Lynn get a fact check on that? She is doing that right now. In the meantime, Slovakia, big upset over Finland.
Not happy about it. I think the I don't know, the development in Finland, I think more so like the development side for all these players. I was just completely dumbfounded by it. And, for my guy Heiskanen, it's like you play so many minutes a game, like why couldn't you step up, make a couple more plays? And obviously there's still a huge chunk of the tournament left, but I'm curious of what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I really expected more out of Finland after the Four Nations, and they seem to be like, okay, like you're dominated by these three teams there that are powerhouses, Sweden, USA, Canada. But the chance to play against those players, I feel like you should have been able to, see the notion of what these like super high levels of hockey are like. And I mean, they put up decent games. Like they got blown out a couple of them, but they weren't horrible games to watch. And they weren't like quality to lose to Slovakia 3-1. Like that is, I hate to say that, I hate to say the word, but that is miserable.
Oh, 100%. And actually just thinking about it now, obviously with COVID going on, the last Olympics, Finland, I think, ended up winning it all too. So for their first game back to lose against them, like there's got to be a major push for the rest of the tournament here. So we'll see, but I don't know. I can't really explain like why they lost. I got to go back and take a look at the film.
Yeah, let's go back and watch some film on that. Major uproar in Finland, though. They can't seem to be losing their minds. Okay, my information was wrong. Sweden came back and won 5-2.
Good.
It's what we expect out of Sweden. We expect them to dominate, especially a team like Italy. I get that the games are in Italy. I get it. Root for them all you want. They actually have pretty cool jerseys. I don't know if you got a chance to look at those.
So cool.
So cool. Well, Italy, you're not making it out of the group stage. I'm sorry. Had to say it. You're not making it out.
So which are the rest of the teams in their group?
You got everyone in that group played today. So Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, Italy.
Okay.
So, I mean, looking at it now, I mean, Finland lost today, but Slovakia got points on that. Italy did not get points, and they have to play Finland or Slovakia next. Now, if Slovakia's beaten Finland 3-1, I don't have much hope for Italy.
No, I wouldn't either. I think, well, for Italy's goaltender, I was watching a little bit of the first period before I had to go to class, unfortunately, and the shots were like in the high 20s to like 3 shots. So whoever Italy's goalie was just playing out of his mind, and to be consistent for the rest of the tournament like that is, I think, slim to none. Like, especially when you're going against these top nations and the powerhouse players that they have. Like, it's going to be really tough. I mean, obviously in every tournament we see a bunch of upsets, but I'm looking forward to see what Italy has in store and what goes on for the rest of that group.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I do think that by the time we get to the end of it, we're going to talk about the other groups, but we'll see who comes out. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I don't have much faith for Italy. I mean, you got to give them something, though. They did score 2 goals on like 6 shots.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're take your shots, keep shooting.
It's probably what happens when you get to the paint. You got to get the greasy goals. They don't ask how.
Old Tom Pauly style.
That's right. Amen. Got to do the dirty work.
PWD2 coach. Great guy. On and off the ice.
Coach of the year, too.
Hey, yeah, coach of the year in the Acha. I don't know what the dynamics of the trophy are for winning coach of the year, but good for him.
He's building up quite the reputation here, and yeah, just to go back to him, shout out to him and what he's been doing so far as the head coach of PNW D2 hockey.
We love it. Okay, back to the Olympics. Sorry, Tom. Tomorrow we have USA versus Latvia, and then Germany, Denmark. If I don't see Germany and USA blow these 2 teams out of the water, I'm going to be upset. I don't know. I couldn't name a Danish hockey player. Is it on me that I can't name a Danish hockey player? Is that a ball knowledge question? Like, should I know more?
I mean, knowing you personally, I feel like you can touch up on some details there, but like as a general just general knowledge, I really don't blame you because I couldn't name any of the players either. But I mean, hopefully for Germany, like they got Draisaitl, Moritz Seider, couple like top notch players. So I think that that group for them will definitely be easy and attainable to proceed on to the next rounds.
Yeah, USA, Germany just dominate. Just go have your fun. USA will take a free win off Germany. Stutzel, I'm sorry. We're going to dominate. It's kind of just how I'm reading it. Well, prediction. Jake Gensel comes out of this group with 6 points.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. I think very highly of him.
So, like, what kind of leads you into to think to that? Jake Gensel, like, putting up that many points. I feel like there's so many players that, like, I don't think it needs to be like a one-man show, even though he can do it. But, like, you just got to give props to the rest of the Americans and, how Mike Sullivan will switch up those lines.
Yeah, Mike Sullivan's definitely going to rotate it around, and I don't think it's going to be Jake Gensel masterclass where he's going out there and just dangling through guys. I'm saying he's going to move the puck well, maybe rack up a few assists, and the guy's a beast with that warrior stick, getting a 5-hole shot from like the circle, from the dot. Guy is just a masterclass of it. Seeing him do it at Tampa, it's unbelievable to watch.
You wish he was doing that in a Pittsburgh jersey, though, huh?
I know. We'll get in touch on it later, but like I commented on the Penguins Instagram a little bit ago when Chinikov scored. I love Chinikov. Good player. Doing great for Pittsburgh right now. You can't come in to an organization that just got rid of their best player in recent years. Not best player, I'll rephrase. Jake Gensel, 59. Chinikov, 59. Someone needs to tell this guy he can't walk in and wear 59. I commented on the Penguins Instagram. Not the same 59. Get this shit out of here. My bad. We'll keep going. Hate comments. People are saying, oh, you don't watch hockey. This guy's a goal and a half or a half goal per game player. I don't like it. I'm out here just trying to miss my guy, and people are being mean.
That's a great point, too, because I remember watching the first game that was it Chitnikov? He played his first game, and it was in Detroit. And me and my brother Luke, we were watching the game down in our living room, and my daddy kind of has I'd say some pretty bad eyesight, and he's like, "Is that Jake Gensel?" Because he's wearing 59 too. We're like, actually, that's a great point. Is it Jake Gensel? And it's like, no. I mean, he looks exactly like him. He uses the black tape and everything, and I think the NHL as a whole, like even if you're not going to retire their numbers, like I think these equipment managers need to do a much better job of like protecting some of the numbers for a while, even though if they're not going to retire those particular numbers. So to your point and to your credit, like, yeah, 100% shouldn't be wearing 59. That's Jake Gensel's number for the next 10 years. And then, whatever they decide to do with it should be up to the organization.
I like that a lot. Basically what Sam is saying, the guys that said mean things to me on Instagram are a bunch of jerks.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Bunch of jerks. You guys are mean people. All right, back to Olympic hockey here. We're going to go through all three groups and say who's going to come out of them on top and who's going to pack their bags and go home. So starting Group A, I don't think it's actually Group A. I don't know the order of them. I'm just how I listed them. We got Canada, Czechia, Switzerland, and France.
Easily Canada. Honestly, like I hate saying this as an American, but I think they are the tournament favorites. When you got Cale Makar, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, when you watch those guys play, like they just take over the game. And when you have so many of them, I mean, unless something just crazy appears, how can you not have Canada coming out of that group?
I think Canada's just going to dominate this group. All those players you listed, bunch of great guys, bunch of great players. Sidney Crosby the most, but there's just no way they don't come out. And yeah, to your credit, tournament favorites. I don't know what DraftKings said. Not a gambling podcast. Not a gambling podcast. So I'm gonna have to check that afterwards. Look it up online. Not a gambling podcast. All right. Group number 2. Wait, we didn't even say who's coming out. I got Canada, and I'm gonna take Switzerland.
Okay. Honestly, I didn't even think of the second team just because, like, I don't even think it'll matter at the point in the second round. Like, they're just going to be the favorites of the tournament. I think you can kind of guess by the second round. So, I mean, if you're not first or last, right? So, I think Canada, whoever they play against, USA will give them a good game, but they're just going to dominate.
You're not even going to pick another team to come out of this group? Just go with Switzerland for me. Their goalie's got cool pads. We'll die with Switzerland. Their goalie's got cool pads.
There you
Ride
go.
with it.
Yep.
All right, back to the one we were talking about originally. Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, Italy.
I got to rock with Sweden and Finland. I think the pedigree of their players and what they can bring, I think that's just kind of an answer that, presents itself. Like for Sweden and Finland, I think their back ends, like their defense is just so smooth. They move the puck so well, and I think defense wins championships, obviously.
Huge.
And yeah, I mean, the forward groups for Finland and Sweden as well, I think they can produce a lot, but I think those are easily the two favorites for their group.
That's very fair. I want to lean the same. I want to give Slovakia a shout. but I don't think they'll beat Sweden. They're going to beat Italy though, so Finland's going to have to sweep the rest of this if they want to advance. So I'll just go out on a limb and say Sweden, Slovakia, just because Finland's loss today kind of knocks them down quite a bit. Because that's a win Finland needs to have. Slovakia.
I agree, but I don't know. I feel like I'm always giving everybody the benefit of the doubt, but just because I'm rooting for Finland a little bit right now. Um, it's our first game. It's first game of the tournament. Guys are kind of getting adjusted, especially with the smaller ice over in Italy. So, hopefully they tweak a couple of things in practice because I really want to see them move on to the next round along with Sweden.
Yeah, I'd like to see Finland moved on. A lot of young players that are really doing great in the NHL. Love to see more out of them. So we'll wish them the best. Do love their jerseys. One of my favorite picks in NHL 26. Good game. On to the third one. USA, Germany, Latvia, Denmark.
Two favorites coming out of that group, I would say, is the Americans and also the Germans. I think, I don't know, just looking at from a statistical standpoint, I think that Germany has more guys that can kind of, change the game a little bit, take the lead for them. And then obviously like the Americans, they play so tough. It's kind of hard for the other countries to get adjusted to that. I think that the USA just has a bunch of gamers, and I think they're, easily the favorites to come out of that group as well. So,
I think the US team is just truly going to dominate, as you said. And I think the small ice is like going to be a huge part of that. We already beat teams up, even on like bigger ice, on an NHL sized ice. If we're playing on a smaller sheet, we're going to go in there and just bully. It's going to be bully ball to the highest extent. And I do think Germany will be the second team out. They're definitely the favorites, but I think that's going to be how it goes.
I'll take a hot take. I mean, I'll give out a hot take. I don't think, if it's not for the Kachuk brothers, I don't think that the Americans could keep that identity as being the big bad bullies. I think with the rest of their lineup, obviously, like they have bigger guys that can hit, but the Kachuk brothers, they just bring a different flair. And if it wasn't for those two guys, I think the roster and the trajectory of how they can do in the tournament would be completely different.
That's like really fair to say. I mean, we have two Bash brothers that like set the tone. We got a few guys that can throw bodies, like a JT Miller sort of thing. We're like, but I do. And when you said that, it made me think about that. When Charlie McAvoy tried to step up and make a hit in Four Nations, and just looked like a rag doll. It didn't look great. Guy looked like a mess. You feel bad for a guy like that who's trying to step up. Oh yeah, I'm massive. I'm gonna go out there and set the tone, and then it looks like that. I was like, yikes.
It really does make you think too. I've seen Charlie McAvoy play in person, and he is a thick guy. Like he is big, beefy, like he is so in shape, and he just looks like a monster out there, to be completely honest with you. And if you're seeing him get knocked down, it's like we got to hit the panic button here.
We got to hit the panic button a little bit. Oh, it's too good. But yeah, to wrap things up with Olympic hockey, we got Canada, Switzerland, Finland, Sweden, USA, Germany as the teams moving on. And now we're going to knock it back to talking about our favorite team right now, who's very hot in the Metro right now, your Pittsburgh Penguins. What a wonderful season they're having. They're number 2 in the Metro right now, 7 points behind the Canes. Actually, eight points behind the Canes. We're sitting at 70 points. They're sitting at 78. We're behind. The Islanders are behind us by 1 point, sitting at 69. I think we have a good chance to keep winning the way we have been. You got any?
Honestly, like going into the season for the Penguins, I honestly really wasn't that hopeful, but there's a change of a voice in the room with the new head coach, Dan Muse.
Dan Muse.
Yep, and it just kind of seems like he's not for anything off the side except just for winning. And I think he's putting out, the best product with the players that he has, and you got to do it now. And I think it's like win or go home mode, especially with the three-headed monster and Letang, Crosby, and Malkin. And honestly, I'm just super happy that Pittsburgh can root for their Penguins again. authentically. Obviously, it's definitely been a major dip, major crash, since winning the cups back to back. But I think they're making the right steps moving forward, and it's a fun hockey team to watch again.
Yeah, they're back to being fun to watch. I think Kyle Dubas is really doing his thing recruiting. I mean, his moves that he's brought in, like obviously, the Skinner move has panned out pretty well. I wasn't a huge fan of it originally, but I was like, all right, this works. And then the Chinikov move. I mean, Chinikov was sitting in Columbus, not really doing his thing. People weren't too high on him. He comes to Pittsburgh, has a few off games, and then now his hot streak. I mean, he's been on fire doing his thing. I mean, he's helped us win a lot of close games recently, really brought us together. So, I mean, this hot streak that we're on, I'm just hoping it keeps going.
100%. And you know, bringing in some of those new players that really wasn't getting it going with their last clubs. I think that's the reason why the Penguins were so good when they went back to back. They just got a group of golden misfits, I would say. They brought them in, somehow created a culture. Like, like you take a guy like Eric Fair, when they were uh, winning the cups back in 2017, whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, obviously not the most skilled player, but just his buy-in and what he contributed to the team just off of pure will and effort. We need more of those guys, and the more guys that we can bring in, it's like I have a point to prove. It's only going to help the Penguins and hopefully a successful playoff run.
Yeah, I really hope it brings a lot of success, and it is those players that you don't always think about that bring a team together to hopefully go on a playoff run. It's like what we want to see, like those 16, 17 years. Gosh, I love 'em. Yeah, I'm so fired up talking about them. Nothing bringing me back to those days. I remember going to the school lunch table. Yeah, my team's the best in the NHL.
It's definitely some high praise, and if you're gonna walk around like you own it, you own it. It's like my team is the best right now, and I'm we're those guys. We are those guys, and obviously, I had the same feeling walking around school, but it's easier for me because everybody else was Pittsburgh Penguins fans, and they were on the boat as well.
That's super nice. Yeah, growing up in Wisconsin, everyone was like all Blackhawks fans or Wild fans or just like miscellaneous NHL fans. So you got your whole mix of everything. But I want to touch on when we get back from the Olympics, we're sitting on 26 games left in the season. We got a few hard matchups, got a few hard series. We play Colorado twice. We play the Hurricanes twice, who are top of the Metro. And then we play the defending back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, Florida Panthers, twice. So those are 8 games right there that are looking pretty hard for our schedule.
I would agree. Avalanche, they're a hard team to stop right now. They got something cooking in that locker room. It's like these guys are practically unbeatable. If we catch them on an off night, that's great for us. Hopefully Crosby kind of does his thing and leads the way. But Florida, I would, give some grace. I don't think they're too hot right now. Obviously, they still have a really good looking roster, but I think I would say the Penguins usually do pretty good against Florida when it comes to those games. And then Carolina, um, was it Rod Brindamore? That guy
Oh,
is
yeah.
just a unit, a beast. It's so hard to not want to play for him and the way that he kind of crowds his players together. But if we want to make a run at this, I think Dubas has to make a couple more trades at the deadline, kind of strengthen up that back end. I think the forwards have been doing a pretty good job, and then goaltending is what it is right now. And so yeah, we'll check out the trade deadline when it happens, and hopefully he can make some moves.
Yeah, I think the Olympics being right now kind of throws a weird pivot in the trade deadline. Like Dubas has his time off to really like research, do all the taking all the information he needs. I mean, if you want to if we can get into talking about our lineup a little bit, we got some players like that I just have a hard time rooting for. Like our bottom 2 defensemen are just not good. We got our bottom 6 forwards honestly aren't that great. I mean, you got a spot like Ben Kendall, who's having a decent year. I like Justin Brazeau, or is it Justin or Dustin? Either way, he had a good start to the year from Minnesota. That was a good trade we bought in. But then we're sitting on guys like Noah Chari, I like he's been on the team forever, and I don't really know what to think about him. He's got his moments, but I feel like his moments are dwindling.
Oh, 100%. I think that would be a great guy to move at the trade deadline. Free up some cap space a little bit. I feel like he takes up a pretty good, decent amount, but that's one of Dubas's boys, I think, just coming over from Toronto. So who knows what the talks are kind of going on, behind the doors. But at the end of the day, it's a business. I think if we can get another key player, excuse me, to fill in that spot in the lineup. I don't know who it is. I don't know like who the Pens are looking at. Obviously, it would have been nice to get Panarin, get some scoring, but obviously that guy wants a lot of money. And so yeah, I definitely think it would be time to move on, from him and give another guy an opportunity to come in the lineup.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to make plays like that, to make a trade for Panarin, because we're one of those teams right now that's just trying to find diamonds in the rough because we have too many people that are taking up space in the cap. I mean, we're sitting on 3 fossils that are taking up a decent bit of the cap. We got Ricard Raquel taking up a little bit too much, and his production isn't as high as I want it to be, but it's what you get out of a starting winger. So I'm not super upset about that. I'm hoping in the next few years, or maybe even next year, we can get rid of Carlson. Not the biggest fan of Eric Carlson. You got anything on that?
Honestly, I would get rid of Letang before I would get rid of Erik Karlsson. I know like Pittsburgh fans probably aren't too happy to hear that, but um, just when I see Erik Karlsson play, he I think he just moves the puck really well, much better than, Chris Letang. And then when it comes to, defensively, I feel like there's been a lot of opportunities for Letang to make decent plays and like, defensively and cut off passes. And he just doesn't. He just doesn't look like he wants to be on the ice right now and he'd rather be at home. So hot
Well,
take. Never been a huge Chris Letang fan. I don't like how he plays. And so yeah, I mean, I gotta argue that. So
I think it's a fine claim. Like, I mean, they're both getting old. I just, I think I have that nostalgic feeling for, Chris Letang, and Eric Carlson was like really good. I loved him in Ottawa. I used to like Ottawa a lot before we beat him in Game 7, 2017.
Chris Kunitz.
Eastern Conference Final. I think it's my favorite NHL game of all time. My freshman year of college, I used to watch that game before every single one of my games, full length, all the way through, 2.5 hours on the YouTube stream.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot of hockey.
it was commitment. I was really committed. Like then that game was everything to me. It meant so much to me. Staying up all night to watch it, so good.
Did the same thing with my brothers. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was one of the times that I was like most intrigued into watching a hockey game, just because obviously Eastern Conference Finals, but like what was it, double OT
Double OT.
that I went into, and I remember just screaming at the top of my lungs. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like I can't believe that just happened. Chris Kunitz, what a guy! Definitely one of my Penguins favorites growing up. And it's yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Like I could keep going on about how I feel about that playoff run, but obviously good times must come to an end. And for the Penguins, if they're gonna move anybody first, it's definitely gonna be Erik Karlsson before Chris Letang.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. I hope it happens. Sorry, Eric Carlson. Get out. Get out. Leave my team. Yeah, but to wrap that up, Chris Kunitz, one timer in the slot. Wonderful. But we're getting a little low on time here, so I'm gonna have to transition a little bit to the greatest trivia quiz ever done. We got a little Pittsburgh Penguins and a couple miscellaneous questions for the chance to win a $25 Chipotle gift card.
Put me on the spot here, but hey, let's go.
Last week, I did the podcast, got a few comments. My dad called me and said, Jesus, questions were way too hard. You got to lighten up a little bit. And I was like, okay. Yeah, Brock was not the best ball knower, but Sam is a ball knower for everyone.
You're putting me on the pedestal right now. Hopefully, these questions are manageable. And I mean, I'm really dying for a $25 gift card from Chipotle, not gonna lie. So
Honestly, reading through these, I don't think they're much easier. But we'll start off with In 2016 and 2017, how many games did it take for the Penguins to win the cup? So how many games did it take each year in the finals for the team? So like the Blackhawks did it in 6 versus Tampa.
Who they play against that year?
The Blackhawks?
No. The Pens.
Pens, first year they played the Sharks in 2016, and the second year they played the Senators. Or no, they played the Preds.
I want to say it went to 6 games in both years.
You're a genius. You're a genius.
Wow.
I like that a lot. Oh yeah. I thought it was one of the easier questions, and I knew, like, thinking about it, I was like, I was in a hotel watching Game 4 of that series. We went up. No, it was Game 3. We went up 2, the Sharks, and then we lost a game. And I was like, okay, we'll see how this road goes. And then we obviously lost another one, and then won 2 in a row. But you love to see it. One question down. Next question. Name 2 teams Dan Muse coached or was a part of.
This is where I'm gonna get stumped.
There's a lot.
Is Detroit one of them?
No, I'll give you a couple guesses though. You can have your time.
These are NHL teams, right?
2 NHL teams, 2 college teams, a USHL team, and then I don't know how you would consider the last one, but you would know them.
Okay. Did he coach in Tampa?
No.
How many more guesses do I get? Like, this is
I'll give you
one more.
I'll give you 3 more.
You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. If we're talking about USHL teams, shout out my boy Bodie Wise. How about the Tri-City Store?
No.
Oh, off the mark.
I didn't think you were gonna guess that one. I knew one of them off the top of my head before I looked him up. One stood out to me the most, the one he was at most recently before the Penguins. And then I do remember him seeing him on the bench for the other NHL team.
Okay.
But one's in the Metro and the other is in the Central. He's thinking. Give him a moment. He might be onto something. We can come back to it.
Yeah, let's come back to it.
All right. Name 2 players that play on Team Latvia.
Phil Boontzes?
Oh, I didn't have that down.
No. Oh.
Well, there's 2 Penguins players that, one Penguins player actively, and then one that played for the Penguins for a long time.
I'm stumped right now.
Okay, I'll dumb it down to 1.
Okay.
There's 2 goalies in the NHL that are on this team, and then 5 or 6 players. Yeah, I asked this in when you're talking to the guy at the front desk in that tutoring center. I asked the boys sitting in I asked Hyde and I asked Lush, and they both got it. They both got
Really?
at least one. At least one.
Oh my gosh. This is tough. This is actually tough because I honestly don't pay attention to Latvia at all. I may just have to forfeit the question.
Oh, okay. We'll go on to another one. What is the Penguins' active jersey sponsor?
First National Bank.
First National Bank. Book it. Boom. Sam's a genius. All right. Next question. Before Crosby won the Hart Trophy in 2014, who was the last Pittsburgh Penguins player to win it before him? You know what the Hart Trophy's for, Kurt?
Yeah. Was it, I want to say Malkin. What? Barry Lemieux?
No.
Malkin?
Yes.
Okay.
I give that to you.
All right.
Now,
honestly, I was going to say Yager.
Yeah, that's what everyone else was saying, and I was like, I kind of threw it in there as a stump question just because everyone predicts it to be, the guys like Yager, Lemieux, and it was good to see Malkin, especially the year before Crosby, he won it. Kind of a slap in the face to Sydney. All right.
I'm talking about how Malkin should get more credit, and I'm like not even updated on my details here. So fall on me.
Tough bounce for Sam.
Still the GOAT.
All right, back to two teams Dan Muse coached or was a part of.
Oh my gosh. For the Metro.
Doesn't look like I'm giving out a Chipotle gift card today.
It doesn't look like it. The Rangers.
Rangers, book it. One more team. Oh my gosh, just one more.
In the Central Division?
Central Division.
Okay. Trying to think of the teams like in the Central Division. I can't name.
I think they're in the Central. Yeah, they're definitely in the Central. They play the Blackhawks in the playoffs. That shouldn't be a hint. It's not a hint.
No, I know. I'm gonna John Hines. No. But Ottawa? Is it Ottawa?
No.
No.
All right. We might just have to call it. The Predators.
Really?
Yeah, and the other teams he was a part of were Yale, Sacred Heart, NDTP. Was the one I didn't know what to classify it as, but a team we all know. And then Chicago Steel.
Okay.
And he also, first job, Williams College, NCAA D3.
Really?
Yeah, shout out Williams College, put them on the map.
Amen.
Amen to that. All right, and then two Latvian players.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have any guesses? I can just riddle them off.
I mean, Phil Boontzes comes to mind. He was a Team Latvia player. He's a guy I got to know a little bit personally when he played in Johnstown.
Wait, was he like good enough to go to the NHL?
So I think he was.
Okay, we'll put him down. You just got one more to name. I don't know if that's right or anything. Don't.
He attended a bunch of NHL development camps. He played for Team Latvia and like World Juniors. I know he actually played against Crosby in like the IIHF tournament. I know that he did that in the past year. This guy, he's a monster. Big guy, plays the game so well. And then
yeah, just one more.
Really got to think about this one.
The guy that was on Pittsburgh for like 6 years. No, maybe 4.
Zemis Girgensons.
Wow, that was not the shot I was taking. No. The Penguins guys, Shilos, Latvian goalie.
Really?
Yep. And then Teddy Bluger.
I should have known Teddy Bluger.
Yeah, I was thinking that I was doing this and I was like, if I say one, he's gonna get one of those immediately. Also, Merzlikins, Latvian goalie.
Gotcha.
That's why Hyden got it so fast. He just named the 2 goalies.
He's a goalie guy.
Yeah, big goalie guy. So no gift card going out to you. Feel bad, Dan Muse stumped him again. Shout out Dan Muse.
Well, honestly, shout out to the podcast. I thought I was going to get all the questions right, but you stumped me. And, so kudos to the staff here and in the podcast. And I got to catch up on my ball knowledge a little bit, sounds like.
I think we all do. Hey, shout out Lynn for coming up with the questions. She did a good job today.
Lynn, thanks for giving me my $25 gift card.
Not getting one of those today. But yeah, to wrap things up, we're on all audio platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcast. I think those are the same thing. Who knows? But recently, Instagram, socials up right now. Check out our Twitter, our YouTube, Instagram. Instagram's putting up clips right now. Guys, feel free to give it a follow. You'll see my pretty face. You'll see Snyder's pretty face. And we'll be back next week, next Friday.
Thank you very much, Luke.
Yeah, let's clap it up for our guest, Sam, real quick. What a wonderful guy. Thank you for coming on. We'll see you guys next week.